The Toledo Christian boys soccer program hasn't seen this kind of success in over 17 years. They entered playoffs with a 12-3-1 record, and now the Eagles are set to make a deep tournament run with John Orozco at the helm. Here's No Days Off with Britt Del Barba.
Take me back to the beginning. When did you realize you wanted to be a coach?
Well, long time ago. I mean, obviously for me, it was in high school. Some of my mentors were, people like the wrestling coach, the basketball coaches that I was at high school with, and so so that was when even when I decided I wanted to go into education, I knew I wanted to become a teacher and then as well become a coach. So that was the impetus for all of this, and it's kind of neat to know that it's happened. And
now you've had a few stops throughout the Northwest Ohio area, but what was it that led you here to Toledo Christian?
I really think the way I've come to this conclusion, it's not my decision. It's his decision. I really have a strong belief, and we do here at Toledo Christian that we're God-led here, and for me, I think it was. There was a time when I applied for a job here before, and it didn't work out. It wasn't the right time, and I think for me, I have a total sense of when it's time, he's going to make it available for you, and I think he did. And so, it's been a neat experience. I've had some great experiences working at St. Francis, of course, and that was another God-sent opportunity, and was a great one for me because it certainly set me off on a career on a vocation, really, not a career, but a vocation that I love and I have a great passion for. And then it took me off to coaching girls, which was, again, with Susie Felver at Southview, and that was an awesome experience because I learned a different perspective than I came here. So this has been a great experience, and I know that it's the right place, and I really feel that this is where I'm being led to be.
You mentioned one of those stops at St. Francis. Take me back to 2003 when you were named Coach of the Year and you earned those honors. What was so special about that season?
I think what was special about that season was most importantly the relationships that we built, that the boys built amongst themselves and with the coaches, and some of those coaches like Matt Coop, who now isn't coaching but was there for a long time with me, Chip Smith, who probably has a real popular name out there because of being at Notre Dame, and those kind of men that really helped to catapult the program to the next level. And then I think we had the right combination of players, the Nick Weiners, the Barter Baniacs, all those kids that just did a phenomenal job with blending together, becoming a cohesive team, and we just had a different kind of sense of community, and that was neat to see that. The growth they had, the camaraderie they had, we call it a lot of times at St. Francis, and even here now, the boys call it a brotherhood. The brotherhood they had, and some people don't, we use it a lot, but I think it's real when you know that everybody's playing for each other. They're not playing for themselves, and in the bigger picture, they're playing for a bigger picture in the long run anyway.
We've touched on your extensive coaching career, but what is it about coaching that's kept you in the game for so long?
Well, you make it sound like it's been a long time, and it has been a long time, so you're right, so long, right? But I think it's the understanding that for me it's not a career, but I mentioned earlier it's a vocation, and that it's every group of boys, every group of young men that you get to coach or young women you get to coach teach you more about you as an individual. And I think part of the definition of vocations is having a desire to have an adventure. And I think that's what it is for me today, is every year there's a new adventure, there's a new experience. And so, that's what keeps me coming back.
On top of being a coach, you're also a founding member of the Latin American Soccer Coaches Association. What does it mean to play such an important role in that organization?
It's real humbling, really. And, I've been, we became very active this last year because of COVID. And a lot of it was because coaches in the Latin American community or in our communities here throughout the United States have struggled with what are we going to do? How do we prepare our players? For some of them, they really relied on income from this profession. And so we had to really establish a plan for how do we help them? How do we help the coaches manage and maneuver themselves through this? How do we help not just the coaches, but also the players that they have, because it is about the players. And so it's been great to see that. And the evolution of this group has been tremendous. I've just been blessed to be able to be a part of it and to see it happen.